What up? Jeff here with all my Bitcoin renegades. And today we are on a new platform. Today we're on StreamYard. I kind of like the setup a little better. It's kind of the same as Restream, except I kind of like the layout a little better and it's a little easier to use. So this is what I'm going to be using from now on. But today we have an awesome video for you. We are going to be talking about the 5 best prices to buy internet computer if you're thinking about staking them in a bear market, because you are not going to make a whole lot of money day trading on the internet computer for the short term. And there is a possibility of making a long-term price. And we're going to show you exactly how to do it. We're going to come up with a kind of a little makeshift plan, and it's not financial advice. I'm not telling you to go out and do this and buy internet computer at these 5 prices. I'm just saying I'm doing this to get 1,000 ICP. I need to have a plan, and so do you as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at that, and we're also going to do some price predictions and see where it's going. It actually looks like we are in a pullback right now, and there are some very bad looking signals in the charts right now that say we're at least going to go down a little bit further. So we're going to get into that. I hope you guys are having a great day. I do have my chat up and running right here, so hopefully you're around. I haven't seen King Love in a few days, so hopefully he shows up. If not, I will be seeing where he's been at. And let me know if you guys need any clarification on anything, or if you have anything to add to the stream. I would love to hear it. So let's get this started. Let's see if I can't figure this out. It might take a second because this is my first time on this one. Let's see. There we go. Are you able to see that? Okay. Yes. Oh, you can still see my chat? Okay, no, you can't. All right. Sorry, just bear with me 1 second while I get that figured out. But as you see this right here, this is actually, what is going on? I did not know that was there. So this is actually not that great of news right here. Before, when we were looking at it, you see how it was kind of uptrending like that. It was a good sign, and it wasn't a descending triangle, and everything was looking good. Well, now, if you go straight across, now this isn't good. So I tell you what I see, and unfortunately, I do love this crypto a lot, but the signs are pointing to a descending triangle. And if you know what a descending triangle is, that is a continuation pattern to the downside. That means this crypto, if it breaks to the downside of this, we continue to go further down. I actually thought we had broken out, and I might have it up a little bit too far, actually, and it technically might have already broken out. I'm going to have to see if we get straight across here. It does look like it broke to the downside of it, just barely, with a little bit of volume, too. So, but now we still have, I think, a box area of support, though. I think this is a crucial level. If we break this 568, we are definitely, let's look at, uh, oh, wrong way, wrong way. Oops. Wait, where are we going to go from right here or right here? I'm going to go right here. Oh, no, I had it the right way. Dang it. Sorry, give me a second. I don't know what I'm doing here, I guess. Uh, all right. So this is where we're looking at 391. Unfortunately, if we break to the downside and we lose this, so even if this does continue to the downside, we're not necessarily going all the way to $3. I'm not saying that. But if we do lose our 560 position, it will push it down further and further and further until eventually we reach that point. I don't necessarily think that's going to happen, but that is worst case scenario. We do go down to the 390 level, and that's not good. I would rather not see that. So, but that's just where we are from here to here, and that's just this type of pattern right here. So, if this really breaks to the downside, we could go to that level. Now, it doesn't look like we have a whole lot of volume sustaining a breakdown, though. The thing we have to really look at is going to be Bitcoin. So this is going to be the catalyst that, and the macroeconomical market as well, which is going to be the entire world and the situation, the geopolitical situation that's happening, and all of the other things in the world um, that I don't want to name directly because I don't want to get demonetized. So, but yeah, this is not looking all that great here. It definitely looks like a bear flag, in my opinion, on Bitcoin. So we could end up going all the way down to about 20K with this bear flag that's here on Bitcoin. It's a massive one too, but I'm only going to count it from right here. And if that happens, ooh, then we go all the way down to about 20,000, right where that line where I say right here about the 19, 20,000, anywhere between 21 and 20,000. That's a previous all time high. Unfortunately, that is what we could be looking at for Bitcoin in the short term. In the long term, we're going to have another bull rally. We're going to go up and we're going to have another all time high past 69,000. It's just a matter of time. And the same thing, that's why everybody's worried too much about the price of internet computer right now. And so, when is the best time? Let's just talk about that for a second before we look at the price. When is the best time to buy an asset, right? Well, when the asset is undervalued. When was the best time to buy Microsoft or anything like that? Well, before they blew up, or not really, because they didn't really have value before they blew up. How about when they were already implementing their services, getting ready to blow up? They had everything ready, it just hadn't been done yet. So that's where internet computer is standing right now. So I think that's really a good thing going forward. That was the wrong one. There we go. For the internet computer. So this doesn't look like a bear flag as much. It looks more like a descending triangle. Hopefully, it's not a bear flag on ICP as well. Um, let's get the USD out so we can make sure. See, this is why I'd rather have the USD because, yeah, it's saying that we did break down just barely and it closed like right on it or below it, which is at what, 714 to 708. So technically, if you would do 714 to 714, right there. There we go. That's a little better, but let's actually get it all the way to where it should be 719. So let's do 719 right there. So that is the true place right there. And as you see, we broke below. So that could send us down somewhere in the $6 range. It is a confirmed breakout too, breakdown, I should say. But it is going up to test it again. And I've seen things like this before where they just go down and kind of touch and act like a slingshot and go back up. So this isn't necessarily like a be all end all of everything, but it does look like, this continuation pattern to the downside is valid. And it broke down out of this descending wedge pattern. Now that's only on the daily. Let's check out the weekly. I really kind of want to look in. Normally, I do only do that kind of once a week. But as you see, I thought we were going to turn bullish on the week. I was obviously wrong about that, which is fine. I mean, I'm not too mad at myself about that. It is what it is, right? I hope for the best, and it doesn't always happen that way. So now we definitely have an interesting little falling wedge on the week. And this is why I was thinking that this was going to break because we have had this falling wedge on the week. It's really getting to about that tip right now. It's got to break one way or the other. And I'm really hoping it doesn't break to the downside. As you see, it's wick to the downside, went back up, wick to the downside. And these wicks, historically, if we follow wicks, right, what does it mean? But they didn't. And then this one is even. If you look closely, if we zoom in, you can see a little wick on the top and bottom, which it's bigger on the top, which means it's going down, unfortunately. So we didn't get any good momentum to the upside like it said we were going to with the wick, unfortunately, and that just doesn't look good. But it is what it is. I mean, it doesn't look the best, but oh well. Yeah, but if we break out of this falling wedge, I can see us going back up to the $20 range. But the more likely scenario would be 11, 10, 11. That's where I'm really looking. If we do have a recovery, that's where we go. And if we don't have a recovery, I think if we test this 586 or 68 or whatever it is, I don't believe we're gonna break much lower than that. Maybe four something. But and the bottom, like I said, was like 390, right? Where the Fibonacci is. So um now this is what I want to talk about. I know we bring this up, and I'm going to probably have it in a lot more videos, but I think people need to see this and utilize this. Remember how I was telling you I had 30 ICP staked for 2 years? I was wondering, well, what would happen if I was to stake it? I'd only get 6 ICP. If I stuck 30 for 2 years, it would give me 36. Well, I was like, well, what would happen if I staked that same amount for 8 years and had my dissolve delay of 8 years? Well, that's what I found out, that my 30 ICP would be worth 66.49, which is a total return of more than double. Just like if you had 1,000, you'd more than double your 1,000. Well, you'll double your 30 and get 36 in return, which is a total of 66 total, 36 extra. So if you really don't like the prices here, well, you don't have to sell them at this price. Lock them up until you do want to sell them. When is the next time historically there's a bull market? Well, sometime after the Bitcoin halving process. Okay, when's the next Bitcoin halving? 2024, May of 2024. It was May 20th, 2020. I don't know if it's May 20th, 2024. But okay, well then about 18 months after that, historically, we have the top. But now anywhere from 1 to 3 months after that, it starts rising. But what if it happens even sooner before that? So I would even say we're good to go if you stake anywhere from 2 to 8 years. Boom. And then when's the next one after that? 2028. Okay. So now if you're staking for 6 years, that's 2028. But it's normally about 18 months after the halving. So an 8 year, you right around, you would have wanted to be doing that like 6 months ago, actually, for the 8 year, because then you would hit right around the 2028 halving pump, right? So I would say like 7.5 years right now, somehow that you could get, or 7 years. I mean, 8 years is the best, but seven is right around the halving, the next halving. So really a year ago would have been the best time to start when it first started, right? So, but you could still do it for 8 years and maybe, well, not 20 years. You can stake it for a long time. The longest you can dissolve is 8 years though. So, but 8 years brings us uh, exactly 8 years from now would be May of 2030. Yeah. So that's a little bit too far. We're like right at where this is the end of the bull market, um, historically. So you wouldn't really want to do it for right here, guys. I'm going to tell you the truth about this. I like ICP, love the project, love 8 Year Gang, but you have to do it to where it works to when you can sell your ICP at the best point, not the worst point. So we have to take that into consideration when the best time to sell our crypto is. And that is going to be in 2028 or 2029, not 2030. So I'm all for 8 Year Gang. Don't get me wrong. And I really think that it's a positive thing. So yeah, that being said, let's figure out how much ICP and what 5 prices that we would want to buy at. Now, I would look at the weekly, right? And we're at the lowest that we've really been. So we don't have to go back. Normally, I would go back and look at previous prices from previous bull runs and kind of figure out where the bottom normally is historically. We don't have that with Internet Computer yet. We will in 2024. We will see what a full bear market looks like for Internet Computer, where it goes, where it recovers, the strong points, and where it won't budge from. And we haven't found the budge price yet. And I thought it was going to be somewhere right around up here at 14. Actually, that's what I thought the budge price was, which means the very bottom. So obviously, 565 is $10 lower. That kind of hurt, but it is a bear market, and I wasn't expecting a bear. This is also in condition of a bull market as well. That's why I was saying 14's bottom in a bull market. We're not in a bull market anymore. We have transitioned into a bear market. So yes, that's possible. Now that those are things you have to consider. What's the bottom in a bull market? What's the bottom in a bear market? Those are two different things, and if you don't know that now, you do. So very good information here. I know I talk, and sometimes the good information is wedged in between the talking. Sometimes I apologize for that. So we can't go off of previous prices. So then let's go into smaller time frames now, and we got to see exactly, well, where's bottom, where's a good price to buy, and if it goes lower, what is that lower price that it's going to go to, just in case we want to set a buy order for down there. So right now we're at $7.10. So this right here, I would make a smaller purchase. Let's say we have 200 bucks. Okay, where's my pens? Right here. I'm going to do a little bit of math for us. We got $200 to spend, and we want a dollar cost average into 5 different prices in the Internet Computer. Right? Let's say $1,000, so we can divide it better. $1,000 to put into Internet Computer. All right. So at $7.10, which is the price right this very second, market price 709. All right. So if we do that, let's say we put in out of 1,000, I wouldn't put very much right here. Let's say I would put $50. That's it. I'm serious because we don't know what's happening right now. So that leaves us $950. See, when you're buying, you don't have to put all your money in. Just like $50 out of 1,000. That's 1/20th of my total amount of money. So what I want to do is I want to look at previous prices. Well, I can do that now that I'm on the daily. We have some bottoms here. We couldn't do that on the weekly because there was no established bottom. So I'm going to want to put in another price purchase. Yeah, just right around here. Wow. Actually, we're at a pretty low point right here. Um so yeah, I wouldn't do anything more than $50 right here, and then I would have a buy order of $200 at 560. Let's do 585 because it might not go all the way down and touch the 568. So we're gonna do $200 at 585. 200. So that's $250. We're left with $750 out of the 1,000. Now, this is where it gets a little bit tricky and where we don't really know what's going to happen, but we want to be prepared. Well, I want to put a little bit more money at, what do we want to put it at? Right here, the 1618. This is where we're going to put $400 at the 160 at 396. So we're doing $400 at $3. This is not financial advice. This is just what I would do if I was buying at five different prices with $1,000. So $400 at $3.96. And what I would do is I would go set limit orders over on Coinbase Pro for a cheaper price than you have. Don't try to sell it for a cheaper price, but you can buy it for a cheaper price. Because if you try to sell it for a cheaper price, it'll just sell instantly. And I made that mistake before. I'm glad I did it because I learned from it. So now we're left with, let's see, we put 50, then we put 200, that's 250, and then we put 400, that's 650. That leaves us $350. Now, the smart thing would be, if we knew that it wouldn't go any lower than 396, would to be put all of it right there. But that's probably not the case, and it might not even go all the way down here and touch that. But that's where I would put a bigger amount, because honestly, it's not going lower than the Fibonacci golden ratio. It's not going to. I mean, I don't really think it's going to go much lower than where we're at right now anyway, but it can. I can be wrong about that, but I just refuse to believe that it goes any lower than this, and I'll fight the whole way going down. I'm serious, and I'm not. I'm going to let you know that it could be foolish of me to do that, but I'm letting you know that. So, but I'm not going to lie to you about anything or try to trick you. I'm just super bullish. So, but I'm going to let you know, yeah, it can go to $4. Do I think it's going to go to $4? Absolutely not. But these are the things that I'm telling you because that's what I see. That's the patterns. That's what's here. So now that is $650 spent. And the last 350 I would use at different intervals. I wouldn't put a limit order for any of those. I would wait and see that. So you would want to put, a couple different limit orders, maybe do one right now, one, not financial advice, one at, the 585. And then you're going to want to do the one at 396 or even four. I would put it at $4 actually. Not 396, just because it might go to like 399 or something, or even 401. I mean, you could miss out. It could go to 401. That's just, the luck of the draw right there. You can never guess exactly where it's going to go. We can just use these patterns and the tools that they give us to kind of figure it out. And that last 350, yeah, like if it goes down to like 590 or something, and then you see it really starting to recover, you could throw like another $50 in at that point if you had reason to believe that there's a sustainable recovery, Bitcoin is on track, and other reasons make you believe that it's going to go up, then do that. But for right now, it's actually bearish and it's retracing. So definitely something to consider. I think that was pretty decent. Let's go to the smaller time frames. As you see, so 5 times. Basically, you're looking one right now, one at the 596. That's two. Then the one at 4, and then you just do the last two. Would be whenever you saw a good dip. That's what you call buy the dip. You dollar cost average and buy the dip. That doesn't mean just set a price and forget it. Sometimes it might not go to your price. So what you do is at the, perceived bottom where you think there's a lot of support, where it holds normally, or, it shows that the bulls are fighting back, then you might want to buy that level. So that's more high level stuff. So if you don't want to do that, you could just pick 5 different prices somewhere between, $7 and that $4 golden ratio. And if you put 5 prices in there, or if I would, if I was buying them, I should say. Um, yeah. So that's how you would divide like $1,000, and you could do that with $200. You could take 200, and then you could put like 25 at this level, and then or 15 or whatever, and divide it up into that way. And you can do that with whatever amount of money you have. If you have a lot of money, scale up. If you have less money, scale it down. And that's how you take control over what you buy, how you buy it, and how you control what price you buy it at. And you buy it at the price you want to, not the price that it's at. That's what I always tell people. You control it. Don't let it control you. So now on the 4 hour, it is not looking too great. Um, but we have these falling wedges all over the place here. Yeah, I would say it's right here. Um, I, we can still go to the downside, but I mean, we're getting to the end of the bottom here. I really think. So what could happen is even if we go into a multi-year bear market, I think the lowest that'll ever go in that bear market is probably that golden ratio down to about $4. I think that's about as low as we will see it go. And then we might see it even go up as high as $10. If we're in a multi-year bear market, I can see ICP fluctuating from $10 all the way down to about that golden ratio that we have um, down here. So this area right here, as you see, we've been in that area for quite some time now. And you could even, see us staying in there. This is a level we've never been at before. So I don't think we're going to go any lower than this level, though. Let's look at it historically. It's actually quite a small level when you actually think about it. When you get to the bigger scheme of things, we spent most of our time above that level actually. I know it's kind of harder for you to see, but look, we spent most of the time way, 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 way above it. Sometimes it was below down in there, but most of the time not. Even when it dumped, it didn't go there. So, anyway, I do want to see where it did go in there before, though, and see what those levels were. Wait, what is going on there? Okay, I think I zoomed in too far. I have no clue. Okay. Right here is the end. I zoomed out way too far, I think. Ah, lost track of everything. All right, I think we're about good on that, but I do want to go to the smaller time frames and show you. Yeah, see, it looks like a big level when we're down here, but in the grand scheme of things, this is so undervalued, and that's what the point I was making at the very beginning of the video. When is the best time to buy an asset or accumulate it? Not even just buy it outright, but accumulate at these low levels. See, as it's going at 705, we are actively going down right this very second. So the best time to accumulate an asset is when they have a lot of value and they do a lot of good things, but the market doesn't necessarily reflect that value with price. So that's where we're at with Internet Computer. It's a great project, great crypto, yet it is at such a low price. And that's where supply and demand is going to come in. As you see, there was almost $100 million in volume just in the last 24 hours. So even in a bear market, this is $100 million a day crypto, you know, and it has a market cap of over $1.6 billion, and it's staying roughly the same. It's down about 1%. So, and the volume's up 7%. Now things might look bad, but compared to where we're at in a bear run, and the bull run being over, this is where we would, project to be somewhere down here. We've already hit the 1618 from the very top, which is right where we're at now. The golden ratio from the top is right here at about 6, $7. I think it went right around where our bottom was. So things aren't looking too bad in the long term, frame of things. So I'm really loving the internet computers model and everything they have. I'm not loving that I have to protect the price so much. And because the price speaks for itself, that's what I'm saying. It's so undervalued that I do feel a little protective over it though, because I see all that's going into it. I see all that they're doing, and then you have projects like Bitcoin where the developers don't do anything, and you see what happens when the developers don't do anything. The project fades away. So that's what we have to look for in the future is if they keep doing this. If they keep doing what they're doing right this very second, they will succeed. And it will bring the value up to where we want it to be back in the, hundreds of dollars range a piece. And so all these NFTs you got at like 7, $8, they're all gonna be worth one or two ICP still, but those ICP are gonna be worth 100 or 200 bucks when the actual ecosystem and ICP coin reflect the value of the ecosystem. And that's all we're waiting on. That's why I say accumulate at these prices. Don't be stupid about it still. Still have a plan, still, take control of your situation, but think of it as a long term. Lock it up, grab it at that price. That's one thing we didn't talk about is we're buying it for staking. That's what I'm saying. Don't just buy to hold it for a little while thinking you're going to make quick money. Not in a bear market. That's the wrong mindset to have in a bear market. It's about accumulation. That is the smartest thing I ever learned in crypto in my very first. That's why I was successful in my very first bull run, because in the bear market, that's all everybody was talking about is accumulation. So I was like, okay, well, what does that mean? They're just like, get a number and get as many as that number is. Try to collect that. You probably won't get that number. Have smaller goals. Like if I want 1,000, like I said, I'm going to stop at 250, 500, 750 until I get to that goal. And it's the same thing, with buying crypto. Buy it at $7. If it goes down to $6, you put a little more, and so on and so forth. And if you would have followed that model all the way from the top, yeah, it would have sucked, but your average would be somewhere right around the bottom where we're at right now. And so the next bull run, if you start accumulating more and more at these levels, your average price is going to be down here and it's going to go way higher. So that is what having a plan, get a journal, like a price journal, like a bookie. Like in some of the shows, you see they have a bookie with like a notebook, except this is legal. So you could be like your own bookie and track down your prices where you want to buy them. It's a little bit of extra work, but it will help you keep track of everything. It'll help you like feel on top of things. Trust me, it works. And it'll be more productive when you buy stuff as well. So yeah. You guys there? Oh my gosh, man. I had internet problems. Sorry about that. I'm in the middle of transitioning from one cable company to another, so I'm using my mobile hotspot on my phone right now, and it just went dead for a second. So that's what happened. But finally, Xfinity cut their stuff off. Good. Good riddance to that. So we're gonna end the video now. I just wanted y'all to know that I wasn't ditching you, and I hope you're having a great day. Yeah, the stream is lost, so I want to answer your question before we go. So basically, a lot of people are like, "Well, where's the price right now?" But look at any crypto. Is any crypto pumping to the moon right now? So I don't understand why people think ICP is like gonna just pump when every single crypto and every single risk asset in the world is dumping right now. I mean, that'd be great if it could withstand the market like that. But let's get realistic. It is a crypto, and all of everything in the market, including Bitcoin, is going down. So that's the reason that ICP is going down and not up. Is because the entire market is going down. But when we have the next bull run, look at ICP for one of the top gainers. And I'm really looking forward to seeing ICP in the top 10 or even the top 5 crypto in the probably by the next bull run. Again, probably by 2024 to 2026. So, all right, guys. That being said, you know what time it is. Goodbye and good ICP. Bang!